Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Let's wait for another say some 5 to 6 minutes, inshallah. Let's give a chance to everyone so that everyone joins the session. As today's session is very important, we'll be looking into the live, how the system looks, how it operates, and everything. So we'll give some time for everyone who is willing to join. Inshallah, once they have joined, inshallah, we'll start the session. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
मुझे भीगती हुई तुम
Okay, let us start the session. I think I've given enough time for the people who want to join, and if they want to join, anyways, we are still available, and inshallah they can join the session. So before I start, I'll just yesterday. Sorry for yesterday. There was no proper network at my place. For that reason, I was not able to have the session. So let me just quickly go back to what we have discussed regarding SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central. It was basically with regards to the data models that we were discussing. Let me go ahead and quickly share my screen. Before, if people can mute themselves. Yes. Okay. So let me go ahead and quickly share my screen and let us revise as to what we have discussed. So, inshallah. Okay. Please let me know if my screen is visible to everyone, please.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes.
Yes. So we were discussing with regards to the data models, and what we have seen as data models are nothing but the basic structures that build up. I can see someone has unmuted themselves. Please mute so that it becomes easy for everyone to understand what we are discussing. Okay. At the end of the session, if you have any doubts or any clarifications, you can ask me. So inshallah, we'll discuss and clarify these things.
So, sorry to interrupt you. Can you be a bit loud, like just a bit?
Let me know. Am I audible now?
It's better now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're welcome, brother. Okay. So what we were discussing previously is in the start of SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central, what is the basic structure on which the SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central is being built? Who is this person? I want, please mute yourself. Okay. So the basic structure which it is based on is on data models. Okay, there are two types of data models. What we describe for the basis of understanding. One is employee data. Another is who is that person? I want Fahim. Okay. So it's basically employee data and organization data. Employee data is nothing but personal data, the data that is completely related to myself, and the data that has been related to and the company that is providing it to me. Anything that is related directly to me is nothing but employee data. And organization data is nothing but the data which organization is providing or organization is working on, which can be policies, division, departments, those things. Okay. So we have seen that the employee data and organization data were the two data on which we have four data models which have been created. One is succession data model or corporate data model. Succession data model is nothing but our personal employee data model, and corporate data model is nothing but organization data model. In this, we have country-specific succession data model, and the next one which we have is corporate country-specific corporate data model. Okay, I'll play one video for everyone. So please let me know if my screen is visible to everyone, please. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll see how we prepare the data models. Okay, let me just show you what the structure is, how the system looks, and what is the backend of the systems. Okay, this is the backend which we call it as provisioning. Okay, this is where all the settings, all the changes that you want to do in the front end. That is what we call it as UI or GUI. Basically, it is termed as UI, that is user interface. Okay, this is the behind of user interface. Whatever that you see, any changes that you make here will be reflected on in the front end. Okay, that is nothing but what we call it as an instance. Okay, instance that we call. The backend is called as provisioning. The UI is called as instance. Okay, if somebody wants to make a note of this, please make a note as well. Okay, these are important questions also. They'll be asking even in your in the certifications as well. So the backend or any the backend of the system for the SuccessFactors Employee Central is called as provisioning, and the front end or the user interface that we call it as, where the people use it and they interact with the face to face for the software. The front end is known as instance. Okay, so this is provisioning, how this provisioning looks. Even if you're working with a client or customer, as soon as you get one screen in front where you will see SAP logo, and you will see username and password. You enter your username, you enter your password. As soon as you do that, it will take you to this provisioning. Okay, and if you want to go to the front end, you just have to go to log into customer instance, and it will take you to customer instance. In a bit we'll go and see what customer instance looks like and what it is. So there are different features here that are available. It can be company settings that you can do. You can do the home page. In the home page, you can do the theme settings. This is a single sign-on, as nothing but given to the managers, wherein they can sign on, or you can give the permissions for others to for the username, passwords. If you want to change the language settings, there are more than 70-80 languages that are available with SAP. If you want to change it, modify the custom pages, you can change it. It is same like in your mobile phone. If you want to change the themes, wallpapers, screens, and everything, you can do this over here. Okay, and once you do this and you can select it over here, it will be reflected in the UI in the front end. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can do. So as we are discussing, first is for the succession data models. Okay, so any as a consultant, if or an implementation partner, once you get a job, and if you're getting a role as an implementation partner or as a consultant, wherein if the client is calling you and is telling you that he wants to install SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central in his organization, so the first thing that you do is you take all the requirements that is necessary from him to changes what are his requirements. Any project that you give or you take from the customer, he will have all the requirements that he wants to do it, because because the customer has to go to SAP's website and he has to purchase the product he has to purchase. Okay, in that during the purchase of the product, he will get all the question answers that he needs to fill as to why he is looking, what he is looking, what are the changes. So you will get complete all the data. Along with that, you will get customers details, his information, his contact, and everything. So you can have a meeting with him, what we call it as the kickoff start or the kickoff meeting with you. So there are templates available, there are types available, which we'll be sharing how to do it, what to do it with the customer. So once you have an interaction with the customer and he presents his requirement that this is what I want to be seen or to have this software in my company, and these are my requirements. Okay, so as soon as he gives the requirements, the first thing that he will be doing is the implementing of data models. Okay, data models is nothing but, as we have discussed, it is personal, that is employee data, and organization data. Depending upon the request from the customer, how he wants to have employee data, how he wants to have organization data. So these are the different ways that he wants. Sometimes, say for example, if a person if I see somebody unmuting, I'll remove from this, please. It is a lot of disturbance and it will break the rhythm of the session as well. Okay, please be attentive. This is one of the most crucial and important topics that we are discussing, because this is something will build the basics of understanding what and how it is. So if you want to talk, or if you are busy with something, please leave the session. You can finish that and you can anytime come down and you can see the session. Okay, please don't feel that I'm being rude. It's just that the flow will break down. The people who have taken some time to teach this, to understand this, learn this, please respect them as well. Okay. So as we see that the requirement that as the client presents usually, he wants to see the changes in employees data, or he wants to see changes in the organization data. Depending upon his requirement, we can make these changes. Okay. So basically this data that we have it over here, basically the data that we have it over here, this is all in XML format. Okay. So let me go ahead and play a video for you so that it becomes easy for you for understanding how this is done. Okay. Please let me know if my screen is visible, please. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Can you hear the what this person is trying to tell? Can you hear this? The
No.
video, can you hear the
No,
video?
we cannot. We cannot.
We can't hear.
No, we can't hear.
One second. Can you hear now?
Not yet.
No, sir, it is not. So there will be an option for
Yes,
sharing
yes.
sound that has to
Yes.
be enabled in order to listen to the audience.
Yes, yes.
Section.
Can you hear
We'll
it now?
start with importing.
Yes. we
Yes,
can.
it is. We will be able to hear now. Thanks.
This tutorial will demonstrate how to upload the data models in provisioning. Log in to provisioning and select your company name. To import and export data models, go to the Succession Management section. We'll start with importing the corporate data model. Choose the XML file and enter a comment to describe this version. When you get errors like this, it is best to double-check the file. There are several XML included in the course file. You might have inadvertently imported the wrong one. Be sure to browse for the correct XML and try again. When the upload is successful, repeat the same process for the other data models.
Okay, let me replay it once again so that if somebody has missed it.
This tutorial will demonstrate how to upload the data models in provisioning.
Okay, can you, as you can see that he's telling that he's trying to upload the data models in the provisioning. Provisioning, as I was telling you, which will always be over here, which says provisioning, it is the backend of the system, okay? And he's trying to import it. There are two terms that will be oftenly spoken. That is, one is import and another is export. Import is nothing but you're taking few datas, uploading, and you're taking inside the system. Export is something that you will take the data from the system and you're taking out. I mean, the data is being taken out from the system. So this is import and export. So the importing of the data will happen. The standard files will be provided by SAP for all the data models. Let it be employee data, organization data, all the standard data will be provided by SAP. Then once the data is provided, the data will be can be taken and the changes can be made, and then again you can upload it. We will see how to do this. Can I know who's this Taskeen Khan? Yes, okay.
This tutorial will demonstrate how to upload the data models and provisioning. Log in to provisioning and select your company name. To import and export data models, go to the Succession Management section. We'll start with importing the corporate data model.
Okay, so the first thing what he's telling is he's trying to import it. Okay, why he's telling he's trying to import is because what we do is once we are trying to build up the software, we can go here and we can see there is one version which says that the data model is provided by SAP, the direct. Okay, let me go ahead and show you where the data models will be available. Yes. Okay, so you can see over here which says the data models, whatever it is, those data models for the employee data and even for the corporate data will be available, will be provided by SAP. And once those data is available with you, what you have to do is you have to just import those files and you can make the changes. Okay, and once you get experience and if you know how to do it, XML editor, it's very easy. And what you have to only do is you have to make changes accordingly, and then you can import the file and that will be visible. Say for example, if I tell you as if you want to make a changes in your home page or your lock page in your mobile phone, what you do is you go to settings, you can select the theme, or in the gallery or in the photos, you will take one photo, you will select it, you'll go to settings and you will set that photo as your wallpaper or your lock screen. Okay, so this is similarly what you do is in this, if you want to make any changes on your UI, that is user interface, you come here. Okay, all the data, say for example, all the images and everything has been provided by SAP. Okay, then you take this file and you go to UI and the customer says, I don't want the photo number 1, photo number 2, photo number 3. But since SAP has provided you all these photos, say for example, SAP has provided you 10 photos. So customer says, I only want 5 photos. I don't want 5 photos. Okay, so what you can do is you can activate or inactivate. You can select the photos that he wants and you can take it as active. It is just for you to understand how these things are done, because SAP will provide you all the standard things that are needed for you to make the necessary changes in the system. Okay, so you will import this. As soon as you import all the data which is regarded to employee data, organization data, that is nothing but corporate data, succession data, country specific succession data, country specific corporate data. So all this data will be provided by SAP in an XML format. So you have to take that, you have to just import this. Okay, if you are an expert and down the lane, if you learn how to do the XML editing, what you can do is you can make those changes in the XML itself, then you can import, then those things will be reflected. Say for example, you take XML file and in an XML editor, what you do, you remove 5 photos. Okay, because the customer, he told he does not need those 5 photos. You remove that. So rest of the 5 photos which are there in XML format, you import it. There is no need for you to activating or doing anything. Once you import that file, automatically only those 5 photos will be available for the customer. So down the lane, once
choose the XML file and enter a comment to describe.
So this is what the person is saying. Usually what happens is when you are importing or when as a consultant, what the first thing that you do is you import the corporate data model first, and then you import the succession data model. The reason why we do the corporate data first and then the employee data is the corporate data model, it defines your company's name, company's logo, company division, company's department, your salary structure, the position and everything. Okay, once this is there, then automatically the employee data will automatically go to those places. Say for example, if the company's name is X, Y, and Z, okay, and his division is HR division, and his role is as an manager or assistant, okay. So if a person is entering in the XYZ company, automatically he'll go to the HR department, his division, let it be assistant, assistant manager or manager, whatever. Automatically he'll go inside the company. So for that reason, they upload the corporate data model first, and then they go and upload the succession data model. We'll go ahead and we'll see how it is done.
Describe this version. When you get errors like this, it is best to double check the file.
Yes. Usually what happens is when the new person, or if he is not aware of how to do this, what to do this, he's doing the importing for the first time, he's not heard about XML or anything. What the usually changes that they do is they'll open the XML editor, they will make few changes, and then they will try to import it. Even if there is little bit of comma or dot in terms of languages you might have heard, it will throw an error. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful in terms of those, and even in terms of saving the file format. Okay, say for example, if you're saving the file format as .csv, it will save it in Excel format. Okay, if you're doing it in .ppt, it will save it in what do you say, like PowerPoint format. Okay, it is the same thing, and if you do it in .doc, it will save it in the Word format. Okay, so importing of the files will accept only in XML format. Okay, so for that reason, you have to make sure that you are entering .xml format only while importing these kind of formats. Okay, so we'll go ahead. If the person is not importing the file in the right format, it will show these type of errors. Okay,
there are several XML included in the course file. You might have inadvertently imported the wrong one. Be sure to browse for the correct XML and try again.
You can see here which says corporate data model.xml. Okay, it has to be always in .xml format, the file.
When the upload is successful, repeat the same process for the other data models.
Okay, so we have seen how to import the data models. Then we'll see directly in the system how it is and where we see these. Okay, so this is, we have logged into the system, and this is the provisioning. And from here, what we do is we go directly to the succession management. Okay, in this succession management, you can see the import export format, import of data, pre-packed templates are which are already available, but what we take it over here is country specific import and export corporate data model in the XML. We select this. Let me log in once again. Yes. So import and export of corporate data models. you can see the session. Okay. The reason you can see there are two that are available here. One is import. In this import, the data models will already be provided by the SAP Center. You can select those files from your system or anywhere else, and then you can import the file. And then you can comment as corporate. Corporate data model, and then you can submit. It will automatically save. You can see once you do the saving, you can see when it was saved, comment, and everything. Okay. And once you are using the system, and if you want to take the data which is already there in the system, what you have to do after making changes or anything as such, if you want to retrieve the data from the system, you will automatically go to this export, and then you click on submit. So automatically it will show an option to download this. So the export file, which is the data which is already present in the system, which you have been working for several say for a period of time, and you want to retrieve the data and you want to analyze what are the things or what are the changes that you want to make. So automatically you can go to export file, then you can submit and you can download the data. Okay. So this is about how you import the corporate data models, how you export the data, corporate data models. All the data models have been provided by SAP, and while the client, he takes that, so automatically he gets all the access for the corporate data model, for succession data model, country specific, and everything. So all the data that you have, you will take it from the client, you will import the file, you will make the changes if you know about XML. If not, we can do all the changes that is necessary. Not necessary to do it from XML only. That is the best thing. As I was saying previously also, that for SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central, there is no need for you to know any kind of a language. If you know, it is good. If you do not know, even that is fine. So once you import the file, automatically you can go to the front end of the system. So let me go ahead and show you how it looks, because this is the test instance that I'm showing it to you. So this is the instance, and this is how the front end looks. Okay. So there are different options that are available here. Admin centers, there is sorting, employee profile, company info, recruiting, successions, all the things. Okay. So I'll just show an example how it looks.
इसमें कद्दू का वो डाल देना था और ज्यादा काढ़ा और ये कद्दू अच्छा था कैलोरी से मैं था
Please let me know if my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, it's visible. Yes, it is visible.
Yes, this is the user interface. You can see the personal information, which we were discussing yesterday: national ID, address, personal, biographical, work, contact, emergency, dependence, employment information, organization, job, employment, which we were discussing yesterday. What has to go into data models? Okay.
Is it the employee login or the HR login?
Let me finish the session, then I'll take the question answers, please.
Okay, thank you.
So this is personal information. This is the what we were discussing. This is the employee data, and this is the organization data, or what we call it as here as succession data models, which are available in this. And in this, you will be even you can find even country specific succession data models. This is organization data or corporate data, what we call it as. For the company's data, which is there, and you can see his job information, organization, job relation, employment details, compensation, what is compensated, what is his pay? Okay. Then we'll get and we'll see what is his talent, basically his career, what his functional areas, his documents, where we'll see his language skills, his awards, his formal education, his previous employment. All these things will be available over here. Okay. Then there can be notes that can be added if you want to do it. There is history. What is the history of the customer or the employee? Then we see his compensation statement, what and all he has received. What is the benefit that he has received? What is the variable? What is the scorecard? Okay. Let me go ahead and first go to the succession plan. Sorry, it's taking a lot of time. I don't know why. Just give me a second. Yes, sorry, there was a little bit disturbance in the network. I have refreshed my page and let me know if my screen is visible, please.
It's visible.
Yes,
Yes.
visible.
So as soon as we have logged in, what we do is we first go into the provisioning. As I told you, importing and exporting of the data models. Once we do here, what are the details that we have entered? All the details can be visible over here. Okay. So we logged in. From here, we can see the personal information. Let us go to address, national ID, personal belonging, any changes that you want to make it over here. Let us go to the address information first. You can see this. And we will set the date when we want to do it. Let it be for today. And we say add address. Okay. So all these fields which you are seeing over here, it is all available in the data model already, which you have imported in the provisioning. Okay, this address type, country, address one, these boxes, these spaces, this alignment, and everything has been done in the backend. There is no need for you to make any kind of these changes because these are already been, you have already imported all these details. Let it be for address, for ID, for Aadhaar card, or anything that you want to make it. Okay, even in address type for selecting, let it be home address, let it be the country, all the countries that are there. So for example, if I want to select it, India, let me go ahead and select it. Okay, so as soon as you select, depending upon the country, automatically the changes you can see this. Okay, because if you see UK or others, there are no pin numbers, or there are other different towns, districts which are already available. So I will write here as XYZ lane 1, lane 2, Westry lane 3. Just for example, this is town, city, Bangalore, state. I'll select it as, okay. Automatically, even you can see the states. Okay, you can see Karnataka, which is already there. I'll go ahead and say my pin. Okay, and then if you want to add any address, any alternative addresses, or any changes or anything, then you can make it. Okay, automatically you can see the changes. Submit address change request for MA. Please approve my new address. Okay. And okay, so you can see over here the address change pending, approval is pending. Okay, what usually happens is the data that you have seen with regards to the address or ID card or anything, even in terms for the organization also. Let me show you for organization also. Say let's go for your job information. We'll see what is the job information. We will see that what is this person is over here. Let me go ahead and do the editing as well. Choose the date, we'll say for today. Okay, you can see all the information which is regarding to the company, business unit, his division, his department, his location, his cost center, his time zone, his supervisor, what is his job classification, his job title, what is his pay grade, his regular time, standard week off, FTE, if he's a full-time employee. Is he full-time employee? Yes. His time information. There are other fields which are already available if you want to add notes or anything that you want to make it. Okay, see, work schedule is there. There are different things. Even if you don't want these things to be shown over here, you can go ahead and you can make the changes as well. I'll show you how to make those changes as well, how to do, where to do, and all these things. Say for example, even here in the country, if you want any other fields to be added, that can be done as well. Any changes that you want to do it, you can do this. But SAP, what it does, based on the suggestions, based on the several years of experience and the suggestions and the reviews that they have got from big organizations, from MNCs and from many different organizations, reviews and references, they have combined those data and they have created this set of models which is feasible and used across the world, and this is suitable for all the countries because all the necessary information that is needed for employee and for the organization, it is already available in the SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central, and they provide all this data in terms of data models which we have already imported in the provisioning, that is in the backend, and those things can be seen here in the front end for the changes that you want to see. Okay, so once you make any kind of a changes, you can save it here, over here, so the changes will be reflected here. Okay, so this is basically about the data models. What I'll do is I'll share the material for today that is only specified with data models and few of the topics that are there for XML as well. How the XML has written, how the format has written. If I explain to you, it will be very, very difficult because there are students also here. There are people who don't have a background of software. They don't have little knowledge of languages, computer languages. So it becomes difficult. And even for me to explain the language, it becomes difficult because even I am not from a software background. Okay, as I have told you before. Okay, I'm from a different background. Only I know how to work on the system in terms of the provisioning or in terms of instance, that is the UI user interface. Okay. So I'll share the details for the data models. I'll share the details for XML as well. You can go through, you can go and learn what it is, how they have created, what are the sessions that are already available in that. So you can see all this employment information. You can see the personal information in the XML, everything that is available step by step. Okay. So you can go ahead, you can learn those things. So once we come back on Monday, if you have any doubt that is related to data model, we will discuss those things. On Tuesday, we will have an assignment on data models. Once the topic is clear, then we will move on to the next topic. Okay. So any doubts that you have for the details that we have discussed for today's topic, please go ahead and you can ask me, because I just have 5 or 10 minutes more. Then I will give you the details. I'll give you the material for the data model. You can go ahead, you can learn. I'll provide even the links for other videos that are available for data models that you can look into it. You can study, you can practice. With regards to the link to practice, we will discuss this Saturday or Sunday, and we will provide you the person's number wherein you can talk to him and you can get the access for the for this provisioning, and it'll be for a test instance and test provisioning. It'll be a test software that will be given wherein you can do an hands-on practice. And inshallah, once it is done, we will discuss more on this on Monday, and on Tuesday we'll have an assessment on the data models, and then inshallah we'll move ahead. Okay, so we will see. Zubair, are you here, brother? Zubair, I think so. I can see him. Yes, Irfan Hussain. Irfan Hussain. Yes, you want to ask a doubt. Okay, we'll go to another person. Nashhat.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum assalam. Yes, sister.
Yeah. So in the video, you showed us that you were importing the files from the corporate data model. So
Yes.
where basically those files need to be in our PC.
Yes.
So when we are registering our company, will we get those files, or how it is? I wanted to know. Maybe I have missed few minutes of the beginning of the class. I don't know. Did you have explained there?
Yes. Anybody can answer that? Anybody can answer? I've explained that.
Yes, SAP people will provide that all information regarding. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it's like after if a company wants to have the SAP portal, so after the registration they give those files to us?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. See, for example, if you want to buy a Windows license, okay, that license key will be given to you once the payment is done.
Yeah. Okay.
It is the same thing. Once you make the payment, you will be provided with lot of information. Okay, so the client will be making, so whoever wants to do it, so he can purchase it from SAP. All the help, all the necessary things that he needs, which is self-explanatory, is provided by SAP. There is a SAP help support wherein they can go, they can download this data and they can keep it in their software. So once they do that, implementation partners, whatever the user interface that they have, the username and password. I'll tell you how the procedure it happens. Say for example, if you want to purchase SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central, okay, you'll go to website, SAP website, and you will select SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central in the products. Okay. So once you do that, what they will do is they will give you an user name and they'll give user password. Okay. The name and user password will be provided. Okay. So in that username and user password, they will be giving you a lot of information along with that as to where you can do this, where you can get that and everything. So any doubts that they have, they can contact them directly from SAP and they will help
Okay.
you as well. And even implementation partners, which they are there, they will even guide them as well. Okay. Say for example, one person is asking how much is the cost. See, I am not sure about the cost, but I have heard it's very costly. I don't know how much
Okay.
it is, how much and what it is, the cost of it. But in the US, it goes to thousands of dollars. Okay, depending upon the places you are, depending upon the licenses that you want. Okay, so that is how.
Okay.
Okay. So next, can we go to next question, please?
Yeah. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome. Akram Muhammad. Okay. Umair Iftikhar.
Assalamu alaikum, Mohani bhai.
Walaikum assalam.
Yeah, my doubt is like in your presentation you showed some system admin,
Okay.
some clerk name. So
Sorry?
how to some lady was there, right?
Yes.
In class. So वो कैसा होता है करके?
How we input the data of that lady into the system?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. See, once you XML file, what it does is it will give you an option to add an employee, remove an employee. Okay. So we will see how those things are done. Now, what we are discussing is only about the data models. Okay. Only not about the username, what his first name will be, what his second. We are just talking about the fields which are already there. Okay. Say for example, your Aadhaar card is there. We are not talking about whose Aadhaar card is. What we are talking now is how this Aadhaar card number is, what is this date of birth, what is the meaning of date of birth, what is the meaning of address, what is this street number, what is these things we are discussing now. We are not discussing who the person is, how we are adding them. Okay. Once we get to that, we will...
Yeah. But वो clerk था ना, देख के confuse हुआ.
Okay. Good. That any doubts that you have, please clarify. It's fine. Okay. As I was telling you, we are discussing only about data model structure, how it is made. Okay. We are talking about structure now, how we are doing the interiors of those things. What are we adding? What are we removing? That we will do it.
Sure. Okay. Jazakallah khair.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Sir, my question is that if there is no particular field for any information need to be input, like organization wants to have a special information, but as per success factor, that particular field is not there. So in that case, how it is being done, and it can be done or not?
Sorry.
Hello, sir. My question is that suppose organization is having a special kind of information need to be filled into the system, but that particular information field is not there. So in that case, we have to create a special field for that, or it is not allowed to create a special field in Employee Central.
If not available, we can create that field. Yes, we will see how to remove the field that is already there, how to add those fields.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Walaikum assalam.
As I worked before in SAP, little I have knowledge. But what I'm seeing here is a success factor. It's completely different from SAP SD model and MM model, everything that complete what I am seeing here. And my other question is, if the company already have other SAP models, they have purchased this one is differently?
Yes. See, if you have already worked in SAP, as you know that all the requirements will be different. Okay. So it depends on the requirement that you have. Say, for example, if you are buying a Samsung phone and if you are buying an Apple phone, there is a difference. But the phone is phone. You can make the calls. You can make you can use WhatsApp. Okay, there are differences in those things. As in SAP, which you are telling that you have worked on different modules. Depending upon the requirements of the customers, yes, the interface changes, the modules changes and everything. If they already have a software and if you want them to interconnect, there is an integration team or integration softwares that are available that they can interlink this to that as well. There are even third-party companies, softwares that are available. If they have some other software already installed in the company and if they want to integrate that data to this, yes, it is available as well.
Okay, and other my question is, if suppose one company is using another software on another ERP system, so they can completely import data of employees in the SuccessFactors, or we have to enter one by one?
No, they can. There is, SAP is flexible in terms of let it be any third-party data that they have. For that reason, there is third-party integrations that are already available. With the help of those third-party integration systems, we can take the data from whichever ERP system they are using and they can use it in SAP.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, any doubts that you have or anything, please ping me in my WhatsApp in the group. Okay, so inshallah we'll come back to you and we'll answer that question. In the group itself, we'll provide you all the details and documents that are necessary. So it will be available for you to refer it, use it, learn it. And once we come back on Monday, go through all these documents and we'll have a discussion on Monday with terms of data models. And on Tuesday, we'll have a small assessment on data models, and then we will resume with other topics. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.